Hey, what do you know? It's time for the after show. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Skip all of the formalities for the after show, okay? Because
yes,
after show is
yes.
a different animal. It's the Raw Talk Live after show.
After
Because
show.
sometimes when you have a guest that is as special as Thomas Ware, you don't want to muck it up with a bunch of other things. And we have some things that were pressing too that we wanted to get a hold
Yeah,
of.
we needed to walk the straight and narrow.
Yeah, we did.
We
And we
did. We
did.
did.
But
Now
but and we did it. It was fun.
it was delightful. I
It was
really enjoyed it.
delightful.
It was
I did
delightful.
too.
I enjoyed it. It was educational. It was everything.
It was inspirational
Uh-huh.
too.
It was. Yeah.
It to
Yeah. And
to
it's exciting and it's good to see men that can talk about how excited and happy they are in their marriage.
right.
That's
Because
refreshing.
this is what I tell girlfriend Peggy all the time. I said, I've never, other than my father, and what I believe about my father, I have never, ever, ever
Meet your
met a
mate.
man that
Uh-huh.
wasn't a cheater. I've
Uh-huh.
never, ever
Uh-huh.
met a man that wasn't a cheater. Now I know that there are some out there who are not.
Right. They
you
are.
know, who
They are
have who are
clean.
mature, who have morals, character.
Yes.
I mean, mature in that particular area. He might be very well accomplished and educated and successful and all of that in some other area, but in that little area right there of relationships,
They haven't
intimate relationships with women.
quite horned it.
Hmm?
They haven't quite honed down. They haven't got that on point mindset in that area of loyalty and commitment.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. They haven't arrived yet. We want to
Right.
welcome Sinitra in the building. Sinitra says she is for the smoke.
She riding
Okay,
tonight. All right.
she is down for the smoke. And so I know those men exist.
Yes,
Hi,
they do.
baby. We got nothing but love for you. Uh,
Them
that's my
hill
girl,
lady in the
Kim Hill,
building.
in the building. Welcome. It's the
Yes.
after show, y'all. It's the after show. What's up? What's
And
up,
Derek T.
Derek?
All right, Mr.
All
Tarbert.
right.
What's up?
We
What's
love
up?
it. Some
Yes.
testosterone in the building, some maleness in the building.
Yes, thank
Yes.
goodness. We're gonna need some
Yes.
answers from you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you heard that, didn't you? So without further ado, let's get this party started.
Okay, let's get into it. Let me set up a scenario. You've been dating this young man, gentleman, older. We talking from a mature women, okay, experienced
Hmm.
women. So everything starts out wonderful. We talked about it being a thin line between love and hate. So now you've been with this person. They bring a certain amount of things to the table. Let's say finances, okay? They bring a great deal of finances to the table and add a great amount of joy and stability in your life and freedom in that area. Okay, but now you're seeing the signs of the bullshit kicking in. Okay, he's not doing the things that he's supposed to be doing. He's not checking in. He's not calling. He talking to you any kind of way. How long do you have to stay, or how long are you going to hang in there with him in order to get? How long are you going to put up with his bullshit in order to get his shit?
Right. In
So I
order
think
to reap the rewards of the other benefits that he brings that you like.
yes.
So how much of the nonsense do you swallow
Are you
and
willing to
put
take
up
as a
with
woman
before you say,
before you
welcome,
say
Catherine Coco Hurd. Hey, baby, we haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so
a
much for
minute?
joining us. Welcome
Yeah.
back, one of our original Raw Talkers in the building. Yes, girl, we came to
Yes.
bring it tonight. And she said, yes, there are still some good men out there.
Yes,
And
they are.
we know this.
We know
I
this. Yeah, it's a
believe
given.
that.
I believe that too. There are
So, ladies,
singles,
what do you
good
think?
men.
How long do you put up with nonsense before you say, not for me?
What's your internal clock? Is it, we know everybody's enough is different. I mean, mine, I slack because it used to be zero tolerance. And then as I said, okay, well, you keep doing this, you're going to constantly find yourself in a different relationship. Okay, now you're a little bit more slack. How much slackness you willing to give?
Yeah, Derek said, run. It looked like Derek just said, he said, the haul ass as soon as it ain't right. Look what he said. He just got the emoji running. Somebody just running. Run, Forrest, run. I don't know. Catherine says, no. First sign, then we need to talk about what's changed. That's interesting because when you start off, everything is, it is just so good.
No, she's saying the first time that he starts showing his ass and bringing the bullshit, she's saying that, I believe this is what she's saying, that the conversation need to be had. Okay, yes, we've had this conversation. Right. And we've had it again. And we've had it again. Okay, now what's up? How
many conversations do you have? How many times? How many times does the same problem show up wearing a different dress?
Are you willing to put up with,
you can't trick because you change the dress, and and now you're doing something different. You're not checking on me all the time, or now you're curt with me, you're flip with me, you're
taking me as commonplace.
Right. Yeah, we need to talk about, did I do something? Derek says, leave immediately. Haul ass. If you've been there for the money, you will get dragged emotionally and physically, most likely.
Most likely, yeah. But he already starting to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it'll start out with it'll start out sometimes with verbal disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
And you be
physically, verbally, all that.
Verbal
cheating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Changing your love pattern. You start out with a certain love pattern, where a person is calling you in the morning, or they text you in the morning, and you hear from them midday, or all through the day they're sending sweet nothings, and then you're planning how if you're going to spend that evening together, or when you're going to see each other, and all of that good stuff. And then 3 months down the line, or maybe a year, maybe as long as a year, all of a sudden something changes, the atmosphere changes, the vibe changes. And it's just like, what has been introduced into this scenario that brought about this change? Am I doing something? Have you found out something about me, or my habits, or my triggers that now you don't like and you want to pull away? Or have you gained interest in someone else? Has someone else caught your eye, and now you want to,
willy-nilly.
You don't even realize you're treating me funny.
Right. But you got to realize that once you bring it to their attention, like you say, that the conversation need to be had. So once you saying, hey, what's up? I noticed the difference. I noticed the change. I know you don't text, you ain't calling like you used to. We ain't going on our weekly dates. What's up? How long you hanging in there? One should be enough. One conversation should be enough. One and done.
One and done. Folks, especially if you see that pattern that you don't like is continuing even after you have the conversation, because now I want to know, are you dumb, or you stupid? Because we've had the conversation. So why we're not seeing adjustments or change? I had a teacher who used to say, a word to the wise is sufficient.
Right. Keep showing something that happened means you're willing to put up with it.
She says, keep allowing something to happen means you're willing to put up with it. And then that's the message that the other person gets, whether it's the man or the woman. Right. That's the message that you're sending out. If you're saying nothing, you're still sending out that message.
That you're okay with it. That you're okay. I'm going to eat 10 tons of your shit and 10 more if I have to. I'm good with it. Mm-hmm. If you stay. And this is the plant seeds in the mind of women of how much are you depleting of your self-respect, of your self-love for yourself to put up and allow a man to continually treat you this way over and over again.
A lot. And you know what's sad about it is the sad part is that it eats away at you. It just, strips you of yourself, your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your self-awareness, just little
Yeah.
by little, in little increments that you don't see until one day you get there and it's all gone.
And you
It's
wondering,
just
who is this person? Who am I?
and right, you
Like, who
know,
who the hell am I? Because I know damn well I'm not used to putting up with this kind of stuff. You will lose yourself just like that, like you say, in little bit of small pieces.
little bit at a time,
Mhm.
just a little bit off the top, and you don't miss it in the moment.
In the
You don't
moment,
miss it in the moment because it's such a little bit, and then one day you're absolutely depleted,
because you
and
shrug it
then
off
what?
and you push it under the rug,
Hmm.
and you sweep it under the rug, and you want to deal with it later, and it's gonna get better, and you're in denial, and you don't want to see. You want to keep these blinders on, but you need to remove the blinders.
Been
Okay.
there, done that. Might be doing that right now.
Okay.
Absolutely, been there, done all of that. Catherine says, when changes happen, it could be because of someone else, or we are evolving into different people now. That's a good point because we
Mhm.
all do mature and grow and change, and
Change.
that can have
Yeah.
an effect on the relationship. She says talking about it should be first and foremost before we do any accusing. And she says she believes that a lot of folks forget the fact that we all evolve as we get older.
Yes. And
You
that's a
know,
very,
what
very
you were
good
willing to
point.
put up with, some time ago, it's not gonna fly now. What you put up with when you were 25 doesn't work for you
30.
at 55,
Right.
45.
Absolutely.
You know, it's unacceptable.
Absolutely. Now, this is another question that I want to know from men and women. Um, yes, Catherine. She absolutely right.
Mhm.
Patterns are
Yeah,
everything.
patterns are
Mhm.
everything. We
Oh yeah,
watch,
clear
they are
indication.
the telltale sign
The red
that something
flags.
is going on.
Yes. The next thing I want to know is, are women really okay with their men calling them a bitch or talking to their homeboys and, oh, my bitch bad, or my bitch this and my bitch that, or just straight out right calling you a bitch? Are women okay with that? Is that something that's cool and acceptable?
I don't know. For me, I think it's in context. Now, if we're, argument or whatever, and you say, bitch, you shut before I rock your head between that washer and that dryer. Well, I'm not that bitch. I'm not that bitch. She is not her. Okay. And if you making those kind of references when you're in the barbershop, holding your man parts and y'all are talking man garbage and trash, I don't know about that. I never heard that. But you can't do it in front of anybody else now. But it can have um a sexual overtone. So if it's used in the bedroom as part of your sexual play, like, you my bitch. Well, that's different. I might be that bitch.
That's the exception.
That's the exception.
Okay.
It's gotta be with love.
Love and playfulness. Yeah.
Love and playfulness.
Okay.
So
Because for me, it's
there's,
a
I
no.
think, yeah, I
I
know
don't
it's a
want.
no for you.
It's a no for me.
Because
I
you
don't want you
always
calling
afraid
me
that
no
they really
bitch.
not playing. It's just like, oh no, somebody do that big baby like, stop, get up, we're done. You can't do it. The whole sex thing would be over. Peggy would put on brakes. She would call a halt to the whole thing. It would be just a total meltdown. His little thing would just fall, would shrivel up. The party is over.
I
But
just
for
don't think
me,
that's
whole different ball game.
it's on and popping. It's on and popping. But
It's
just
on
like I
and
say, just in calling me a bitch in
Rita
the
said,
argument.
Rita said
If I'm
no.
if I'm not calling you MFs and son of a bitches and all kinds of names and being disrespectful, even in arguing, I don't feel like I should be called a bitch.
Or look, when you're arguing, you should never call anybody out of their name because that skews the argument. Look, if you can't argue with me logically and intelligently about the subject at hand without calling me in it, because if you call me a fat bitch, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. This going no,
It's gonna
I'm just
escalate.
I'm not going to hit a man. Look,
Yeah, you
I
got to
don't
be able to
advocate
take that
that.
smoke back. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right,
I
right.
don't never. I'm
But if
not gonna
you
ever
do,
encourage a woman to hit a man. Don't do it.
no,
Mm-hmm.
no, no, no,
Don't
no,
do it.
no hitting, no hitting. Don't do it. Don't hit no man because they hit back harder.
They
I
hit
wouldn't do
harder,
that.
right? Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to hit you with some other stuff, because there might be some things about you that I could say that I wouldn't say to you otherwise because I don't want to hurt your feelings. But if you F around and say something about me that's off the
You ready?
subject, be prepared
Be prepared.
because I'm a verb. Listen, I will tell you. I grew up playing the duns. I grew up in the projects. That's all we did is talk about people and their mama. You know, you know, your mom, your pa, your greasy granny, orphan Annie, Frankenstein with the big behind, octopus with the big teddy bone. Your mama. See, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Rita said that's a definite no for her, not for her.
Not for
Rita
her.
said it was not for her. No, don't call her bitch. And I'm
I am
with her
not
on
your
that.
bitch.
Because you
Get
can't
out of
call me
here.
beautiful and queen on one hand and then call me a bitch on another hand. And I
You
don't
can't.
understand why people don't get these behaviors don't go hand in hand. How you gonna call me your queen and beautiful and all that one minute and the next minute I'm a bitch? Really? We are.
Yeah, maybe. Catherine says we are not grandparents. They stayed together for years and put up with each other, but nowadays folks are quick to run away from each other instead of working out the issues. And too many allow others to have a say
That's
in their
safe.
relationship.
Yeah, that's so true. That is
Because you're
so
not
true.
supposed to talk about your man or your husband to nobody but your man or your husband. You don't need other people's inputs when you are working on your relationship. You really breach the confidence factor. Um, and so then you bring other people in, and they gonna always tell you something to do that they ain't never done and that they wouldn't do themselves. Catherine says, "Oh no, the name calling is a deal breaker to me. It's the same disrespect as cheating."
Mm. And she right because all that really do fall in the same disrespect, neglect, mistreatment, calling me out of my name, cheating. It's all the same form of mistreatment. It's all disrespect. It's all disrespect.
Bottom line. No, Derek, I don't do no fighting. That ain't nothing but talking. I wouldn't fight you. I might shoot you though.
You tell me you right, Miss B. Derek ready. He down with all that.
Kim can't get enough of. She said listen. I'm screaming over here too. Are you kidding? Um. Oh, Catherine says, no, I'm not hitting because I believe in tit for tat, and I just ain't about that life. You
Me either. I'm not finna fight with no man, which leads to my next question, ladies. How willing are you? This not your husband now, this your man, your significant other, you dating or whatever. And a woman come up to the club, y'all in the club. I'm just setting up a hypothetical situation. And she's like, oh, now you want to act like you don't know me. And you looking at him and you looking at her, and she's like, oh, well, you wasn't acting this way the other night when we were together. Are you ready to throw hands? You fighting? Is it going down?
I'd be
So are you willing to
like,
fight for your man? You know this your ride or die. You willing to fight and get your weave snatched down and pulled down and drug across the floor, perhaps, for your man?
not doing it. I might stay long enough to see his answer. I want to hear his answer, but I'm not fighting anybody, nobody, for nothing. I'm not fighting her. My issue is not with her. My issue is with him. My issue is not with her. And I've had plenty of opportunities, uh, plenty of opportunities to confront multiple women. Plenty. Never did. Never ever did, because they were not my issue.
They are not
Because I can't stop you from being a whore and stupid. That you on your own with that. You're not my issue. He's my issue.
Exactly. That's your man. That's not your woman. She don't owe you anything. Now are we talking girlfriends, best friends, co-worker? I mean, that's a little closer to home.
Been there with all of that. Been there with all of that.
Who says no? Rita Hook says no. Nope. Not doing it. Exactly. So who's out here doing all this fighting over men? Because I'm seeing it. I mean, we've seen it in the clubs, we've seen it in the streets, we've seen it in restaurants, we've seen it. Jerry Springer, you see it every day. So is that just the young-minded, young 20, 25, 30-year-olds doing that? Because at what age do you decide I'm not fighting over no man, period, husband or not?
Rita says fighting them is not worth it. Fighting anybody is not worth it. Not fighting a woman, not fighting a man. None of that is worth that. I don't know when people personally get to the point where, fighting somebody is off limits. I'd like to say, by the time you get 30. And what's funny about the fighting thing is that, you always think you can hit somebody, but I don't want to get hit. You think you're going to do something and then you get your ass tore out the frame.
Exactly. You underestimate that person. I've seen that on TikTok and a couple other things a few times. You underestimate that person. You talking all them wolf tickets and you selling out like you just know you finna whoop somebody and you just get drugged all over the place.
It's terrible. And I hate to see our women do it. Catherine says, I ain't fighting no chick over no guy that obviously didn't care if he could ever lose me. You're absolutely right, because he's doing that. He knows there's a possibility that he could get caught. And then if he gets caught, then he can lose you. And if he doesn't value you or himself enough to not do that, you're right. You don't need to be there. She said, I don't even need to wait around. But she said she wouldn't wait for the response. He just lost me when she stopped and asked that question.
Yeah.
And that's when you like very politely get up and get your purse and excuse yourself. Say, well, you don't go on and talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, see you.
I'm out of here. That's why you always got to have your own stuff. You either got to have your own car, your own money, enough to get to where you need to go to get far
exactly. If you didn't drive
away.
Right. That part. Keep your credit cards in hand so you can call the Uber and get the heck on. When it comes to trust,
Rita makes a good point. You either want to be with me or not, and that the women have to know their worth. She said, "Don't do it, ladies. Don't do it."
Right? It's degrading. It's belittling yourself. It's saying that you are what? What does that speak to? What does it say about the woman that's out there fighting? The man's supposed to be the protector. Now, if it's a man stepping up to him or bothering you, and you saying, "Hey, I'm with a man. I'm with somebody." Yeah, you might expect him to whoop some ass. You might expect him to step up. You know, what's your problem, man? I told you to step off. This is my woman. But for the woman to fight another woman over her man sleeping with a woman, that's totally, totally out of pocket. That's just like, girl, you sad. You really
It's
got to do all
terrible.
that? And how many times you gonna keep fighting out here in these streets for community property? Because that's what he's showing you
Right?
he is.
Exactly. You know, you ain't gonna have no edges or no middle part in your hair.
Hey,
To be done broke up your fingernails, scraped up your toenails, dumped all your stuff out your purse, titty hanging out. No, not doing it.
yeah, and you in your 60s out here brawling over a man. You 55, you
Mm.
49 and a half. You still out here brawling? If I gotta fight that hard to keep my man, then I need to be single. That's what I'm gonna say, because I'm not doing it.
Right.
If I gotta fight to keep you one time, if I gotta fight for you physically, come to blows with somebody, no baby.
No,
We can
thank
just
you.
go ahead on. Have at it.
All right. Keep at it,
Okay,
girlfriend. Peggy is on the road tonight.
next question is how easy is it for you to totally trust a man or woman once they tell you they love you? Is that like something that you just accept it, or does it take time? Does the action have to line up with the words, or you just taking them, but you're taking them at their word that they love you? You believe it. Kalita
Well, you
Smith
know,
in the
love
building.
is a
As long as she doesn't hit me, no man.
Carlita.
Yes,
She
Carlita
says,
saying
as
no
long
man
as she
worth going
doesn't
to
hit,
jail.
no
Walk
man is worth
away.
going to jail for losing life. Just walk away. Hey, let me say this. That bitch better not hit me.
Exactly. She better hit him, and we'll double team him together.
Right,
And whoop up on
right.
him because he probably lied to her and didn't tell her he had an old woman to begin with. That's why
Exactly.
he confronting him. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get that straight, because then the next thing you know, somebody coming to your house talking about your husband is cheating on us with this woman over here. Oh,
Derek
that's right,
said
Derek. You gotta
action
take
is
action.
everything. That it was to the question about how trusting of you are you of a man or a woman when they tell you they love you. How trusting are you? And he said actions is everything. Person can
Coco
tell you
says,
they
I
love
don't
you.
know if I could. She's on the fight thing. She said, I don't know if I could even fight if I had to. We truly don't know our own rage until it hits us. Sadly, she says her older brother is serving a life sentence in jail because of his rage. He let it get the best of him, and he killed a man during a woman that he had just met. He wasn't even in love with this woman. Oh my God, that is the saddest, most painful, depressing
Yes.
story ever.
But it's a good lesson to put out there and say, hey, it is not worth fighting. Come on, people, it's not worth fighting physically over no man or
Man,
no woman. Because things can
I'm
get out
with
of
you,
hand.
Rita. Lord have mercy. Oh my God.
That's
It's
terrible.
not. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
not.
not worth it. So
Mm-mm.
back to
I
the love
will leave.
question.
I will leave and go to a buffet. I'm gonna leave and go get me something to eat.
Now, girlfriend, how easy is it for you to believe a man once he tell you he love you? You okay with
Oh
that, or
my
you gonna go with
God.
the flow until he show you differently?
It's very difficult at this point. You know, I have been I've been divorced since 2009 after being in a 32-year relationship, marriage. Um it's very hard for me to believe that, especially if I haven't seen any real evidence of that. For me, then you just saying something, and you're not going to get a response from me. You're going to get a okay. It's very difficult for me to believe that because I haven't come across anybody who has done anything to back that up yet.
So for me, I will trust and I will believe you when you say that you love me because I have no reason not to. Okay. But then the trick is as we move forward, let me see you walk. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you deal with me is going to give me that, okay. And even now, like I said, you said something about love bombing. You have to be tricky with actions nowadays because now they say love bombing is what do? They get you all worked up and do all these wonderful things and make you feel and believe that they love you so much. And then the next thing you know, they out like they ghost.
They either they ghost after they get the sex if you've been holding they're ghosts for a new interest, and then it's like, well, I thought you said you love me though, and then if
Right.
you love me, then why are
Where
you
you
over
at?
there dibbling and dabbling around,
Right. And texting and carrying on with this other person.
you
So
know, or
how
going to
easy
see
is
this other person, or having sex with this other person, or anything with this other person. Um, Coco says it's not worth it. Just walk away. How many times have you argued with someone? Then later on, you sit back thinking of all the stuff you wish you had said. Just let it and let them go. But listen, girl, when I be thinking of some stuff that I left out, I'll text it to you. And put the
you
basket.
know me in the
I
Bible
might I
verses,
might
honey.
record a video and send it to you. And then furthermore,
You know
you're
I'm the
gonna get a
queen
furthermore text from me.
I'm the queen of Bible verses. I will text you everything that I feel like I need to get off my chest, everything that I want to say, everything I think I want to say. I'm gonna put it in a long text, and then if I need to start over again, I'm gonna start over again. You best believe I'm gonna get it off my chest. But once I get it off my chest, I'm good. I'm good because I'm making some decisions and I can move on.
Exactly. We
So I'm
got
gonna
you,
say what I
Carlita.
gotta
She
say.
says action speaks louder than words. Your mouth can say anything, but your heart speaks without words.
Well, like I say, you got to be
Action
careful these days. I
tell
mean,
it
I don't know.
all. Jane says, hi, Jane. Welcome back to the after show. Jane says, I told my husband if he loves me, I will know by his actions. Wrong. She said, found out that he cheated the whole time. His actions were 100. I don't think I could ever commit
Commit
on
on
that
that
level
level
again.
again because it does something. It does something to you. It does. You put up the walls. These are the things that cause women to put up walls around their heart. That want to be protective. That don't want to, give in to love. That don't want to move forward. Is precautious all the time and always wondering and thinking, should I? Shouldn't I? Should I believe him? Should I? It's terrible.
Yeah. And you know what? That is particularly diabolical when someone is doing everything. He's taking, he's paying the bills, he comes home from work, he's taking care of you and the children, whatever it is,
Yes.
he's doing all of the husband things.
Yeah.
And
He coming home every night.
he's coming home every night, you're happy, but
Yeah.
but he got a work wife, and at lunchtime they go and woo
Get it
woo
in.
woo. Okay. Or maybe he works a job where he has to travel, and he gets to travel with this person, or
Yeah.
with the person at work, or with someone else, all those kind of things. That is traumatizing. um I know someone who had a husband like that,
Mhm.
who was held in high regard not only by his wife and his children, but by his peers
Years.
and community.
Neighbors and community. Yeah.
And then what happens? They die.
Mm.
And who comes to the funeral?
wife and the other children
the whole other family
that you didn't know about.
that you had no idea about.
Wow.
Another woman and another child or another whole family or whatever it is. And that happens across the board in all, socioeconomic
Yeah.
levels,
Yeah. It's no no
from,
discrimination.
from the simplest people to to the most highly educated and wealthiest people.
Right.
It happens, and you can't tell me that that's not devastating, because that is that is living a lie. That's not telling a lie. That's living the whole lie all the time, all the
Being
time.
deceived.
And whether
Deceitfulness is hurtful
it's
in any level.
extremely.
Deceitfulness is hurtful. When you find out a best friend or somebody who you hold in high regards as a girlfriend been talking behind your back or talk about you like a dog, that's deceitfulness. That's hurtful. So imagine it on an intimate level, somebody you're married to, a significant other. It's hurtful.
It's hurtful. Rita says she can't believe that there were not any red flags.
Oh, some
I
of them good.
Some of them are really good.
Okay.
I can't recall his name now, but he was a white news anchor reporter, like on the network level. I think maybe with CBS. Oh, his name is going to come to me, because I used to like to watch his work, because he did shows where he was like all over the country, like with unique stories. And
Yes.
he would, and maybe it was, I don't know if it was, no, it's not Charles Corral. I don't want to say the wrong name, but that's what happened when he died. They found out he had a whole family out on the West Coast,
Yeah.
and that he was living
A
a
double
full
life.
on dual lifestyle. The
Double
wife
life.
didn't know, the other person, she knew. And so what kind of woman is the one who is willing to accept that kind of relationship in her life for her whole entire life? You think it's
For the
money?
money. For the money. Yes, of
Well,
course. Of course.
maybe she, I
Women
don't know.
women will do what they need to do where they are. I mean, they will accept it for the right price. Yeah.
She said, Jane says she regrets the trust that she afforded him. And yes, she also came to his funeral.
Mm.
So what do you do at the funeral? Are you respectful, or do you climb like that bitch upside the head?
Oh
Oops,
no!
excuse
And she
me.
snatched the picture and run out with it. Yeah. Do you drag her back down with the picture? Give me my picture.
Give me my
No, you
picture,
can have
ho.
it. Take it.
It's my damn husband.
uh,
Yes, Derek, it happens. It happens. And it's not that far away. It is not 6 degrees of separation. You can reach over to somebody, real close to you, and that person will tell you that has happened to them. And look, we don't mean to be one-sided. We know women do this to men too.
women doing the same thing. Yeah, women doing the same thing to men. Women are, like they say, women are best cheaters. They cheat better than men. Women taught men how to cheat. I'm sure. I'm sure I probably gave my last one some indications of how to get better at his cheating. Won't you learn how to erase your text messages?
Yeah, I was like, Peggy, don't tell him to do that. No, you're not going to be able to see what he's talking about.
At that point, I really didn't care. At that point, if I got to keep checking behind you, it's already on the downhill slope anyway. So
It's time to
I don't
go.
need to check. The trust is already broken mentally. I'm already going to the left. So I mean, it's just a matter of time before it all falls down, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Before it all falls down, yeah. So
That part.
it didn't matter. Which leads to another question. Uh, you've dated a man for several years, one that you would proclaim was the love of your life, but who has also hurt you more than anybody else in your life. Years have passed by, and now he wants to pop up and proclaim his love for you. Would you marry him and take him back? I mean, would you take him
Scram!
back?
Beat
Huh?
it! No. Scram. Beat it. Kick rocks.
Come on now, this the love of your life now. This is the man that you love above, next to God and your children. So
No.
things went awry. Years have gone by now. He's mature, he's older, he's wiser. You were in a different space back then. You mean you wouldn't consider okay. 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 She said not doing it. Girlfriend says she is not with the bull. She is not taking you back, giving you another
Mm-mm.
opportunity to break her heart again and for her to start that
Mm-mm.
self-work all over again.
Mm-mm. I need a new car and a new ride. I'll take my chances with somebody else.
Anybody else want to weigh in on that one?
They ain't look, they over there cracking up. But make sure if you're joining us on YouTube that you please subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you're joining us on Facebook, follow us on Raw Talk as well. And then go on over to YouTube and, hit a sister up with a like and a share and a comment and a subscription and smash that notification bell because we're working on growing our channel and it's free. Just take a minute. Just do that for us. Thank you.
Just a little, it'll be second. Just a little second.
Sometimes I'm funny, yes.
Yes. And my last question for the evening, because girlfriend got a flight to catch, got things to do and people to see. So we got to get out of here real soon.
Yes.
My last question is, women, are you okay? I think we talked about this before on the show, but are you okay for with a man asking you for money? Can he borrow money? Can he borrow your car? And things of that nature. Are you okay with that? Is that cool? Is that even? I mean, is that okay for you? I want to hear somebody else answer first before you answer, girlfriend.
Okay.
Well, what did that person say? I didn't see it.
Oh, she was saying that now we see how the children are running rough these days. And she said, and so are the husbands. Yes, indeed they are. Those wonderful men. I don't know. So ladies, how do you feel about a man asking you for money? But look, I think it really just all depends. Initially, or like when I first meet you or something, don't do it. It's a turn off for me. I don't want to give you no money. I don't want to loan you no money. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want no. So it's a no for me. We have to see what somebody else says. Hey, honey, you okay? I need to call you back. I'm still working. The phone is ringing all the time. Okay.
Okay, baby. Keep working.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So no.
It's a no for me, and I might be 2 or 3 years into the relationship. I'm still not probably gonna want to give you no money.
But now sometimes I think it's a matter of the person,
Yes,
and
the person
Jane is like hell no.
And borrowing the car, oh no, you're not getting my cars. My car or my truck. I'm not giving you neither one of them. No, baby.
Rita says it's a no for her. She says it's a no for her. But I think if you've been in relationship with this person for a while, you know them, you know their financial status, you know how they move financially, and you have an agreement. Hey, because sometimes he might need you.
Sometimes it may call for it.
Sometimes it may call for it. I think it's on a case-by-case basis, and then you have an understanding of the paying back, and when that's going to happen, and all of those kind of things.
Should you feel guilty about telling him it's a loan and he need to pay it back? Does guilt come with that? By me saying, yeah, I can let you have it, but you can get this 3 or 4, whatever, but I need my money back. I mean, should I feel guilty about that?
No.
Carlita said it's an individual situation. I think so too.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think you should feel guilty about that at all because you're being transparent, you're being forthright, you're being honest, and say, "Hey, listen, I have it, but really that money is designated for something else. So if I give this to you now, I need to get it back." Now, there's the other principle that people will tell you, which is if
Don't
you
loan it.
don't have it to give, you don't
Don't
have
give
it
it.
to loan.
Right. Don't
You know,
loan it.
so if you're going to loan it with the expectation of getting it back, and if not getting it back is going to cause you hardship, then don't do it.
Right.
Don't ask me for nothing.
The last question, I said that was going to be the last one, but
It's
we need
okay, baby.
deep before that. Yeah, I agree with you. We need to be real deep, real close, real tight, real deep. And then, like I say, sometimes, you don't even, you really, sometimes you just don't know what's going to send somebody to do something and then they out. You just don't know. Everything's so topsy-turvy and unsure and uncertain. Like you don't know when you're stepping on a landmine these days in relationships. Is being asked to do a threesome a deal breaker or just a yes or no for you? I mean, if he asked you to do a threesome, you know he know you ain't into that. You cutting it off. Is that a deal breaker? You out the door or what?
No.
She said,
Jane says, but he ain't got no credit card. She's like, what's his credit score? What is what? He ain't got no credit card. She said, listen, if Capital One doesn't trust him, why should I?
Amscott, yeah, go to Amscott, right? Try everybody.
Somebody, right? Ask your best friend. I don't know. Okay. Now the threesome things. I think that depends on the relationship. I think if he all right, if he asks you, would you be interested? Is that the question?
Participate. No, he's saying, hey baby, I got so and so and so. I want you to do a threesome with us. You down for it?
I think if a man asks you that, he already knows something about your sexuality that makes him comfortable asking you that. Because see, what that means is that he has an interest in someone else.
Right.
All right. And he's been talking to somebody else about doing that, about that possibility. You know, so it doesn't come up out of the blue. It doesn't come up out of the blue. And I think that it just all depends on your sexual proclivity. You know, and he knows what that is. So that might work for you. That's why people are polyamorous. You know, because because it's a willingness to share the love.
Right.
You know, and
I'm not a sharer.
And if you know you're not a sharer, he knows you're not a sharer. He would ask you that.
Yeah, he asking me. If he asking me, do I want to do a threesome, and he know I'm not a sharer, that's pretty much a deal breaker because your interest already elsewhere. You already a cheater. Now you just trying to get me in on what you're doing.
Right. So and you can, you know, yeah. So you can just run amok and what have you. Khalifa says deal breaker. Audi 5000. Boom. 95 North. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Okay. Only with 2 men, only killed.
Okay. What she's saying is,
yeah.
When he asked her, she said, "Yeah, you and another man."
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
No,
he wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
Oh no, that's gay. I'm not doing that.
But right.
Oh, but you want me to do it? Yeah, so there you go. So there's the answer to the question. Yes, I would love to do it with another man. There is this fine ass mailman that comes by every day. We'll ask him. We'll see how soon he changes his tune. Yeah, Jane says she broke that down. She broke that down.
Take them bugs somewhere else. I know that's right.
Go on with your bad self, you know. So yeah. Oh, but Jane, that was a good one. I'm gonna have to save that one. That's a good one. Yeah. We can have the best threesome.
But
I
you
got
ladies had
just
some
the
good
guy.
answers tonight,
You
and
say
so did
it
I
like
too.
you get excited, you know, and you say it with her, you go, oh yes, oh I know just the guy who I would invite. This is
Yeah.
great. I'm so glad you brought this up.
Mm-hmm. See how things turn around. See how quickly that get tossed aside.
Uh-huh. Watch his we really want to shrivel up and disappear.
Then again,
Be
it
like a
might
little
not. You
turtle
never know
down
these
there.
days. He might be down for it. We know women finding out a lot of things now. They thinking they got a man that's strictly, for the kitty
Strictly
cat,
for
and
the
they not.
cookie.
Yeah, and they not.
And he got a
When they
wandering
dipping and
eye.
dabbing, they not. They riding up OBTs, checking out the men T sheets and stuff like that. That's what they like, the freaky dicky. So, women finding out that men swinging, they swinging from men and women. So you staying, you going. You get caught up in that. He tell you, you find out you getting wind now that he's sleeping with a man. You good with that?
And and let me tell you, it's a messy, muckety, it's not good. I'll just say that. It's not
I
a good
could not do it. I can't, I would be so sick to my stomach. I couldn't do it. You got to
but
know.
but you know, but
Definitely a deal breaker for me.
yeah, people do it. They have an understanding. I told you about the couple that would come, to the club, where when I would be hosting, the happy hours and things like that, and they come and work the room. They
Find
come,
a man or
they
woman for the night.
and work the room and find a woman for the night.
Mm,
But that
I
was
can't do
their mutual agreement, and they were married. He's
They
real
was
handsome.
okay with it. That's the polyamorous, right? That's this
That's
polyamorous
swinging.
stuff.
No,
Huh?
polyamorous
Oh,
is
that's the
a love
swinging.
thing, but they doing that random acts of sexual
Mhm.
kindness. No, that's swinging.
That's swinging. Okay. Well, they swingers, they into that. They go to those parties and just work the room and go from room to room with different people and have
Yep,
a good
they
time
do
for the
that,
night
or
and
they
go
might
home.
not go to the party. They might not want to be there. They might, for them, the fun might be in the hunt. Because you go to a swingers thing, everybody is there with the same mindset. But you go into a club setting,
It's a little different.
it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work it. You got to work the room. So and they would come and work the room, and I would see her when she would hone in on a particular person. I'd be like, ooh.
They don't call their fish for the
Dun,
night.
dun, dun.
Get their fish and they out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
and they had a way that they worked it. They had a way. They had a way. She said, Jane said she couldn't do it
I
either.
couldn't do it. Yeah.
And what she said were, but they had a way. They would get a hotel room in advance in downtown, so that they didn't take that stuff home. Nobody ever knew where they lived or none of that kind of thing. But baby, it was on and popping Friday
Well,
night.
like I said, if they both in agreement with it, then it's what they do. That's how they get their freak on with each other. That's cool. But the problem is, like I say, too many people are not being transparent. They're not being truthful. They're not speaking what it is they like, what they enjoy doing. They're not putting it on the table to begin with, so that going in, hey, you're not the person for me. You're not the things that I'm looking for. You're not, I'm not your cup of tea. You're a nice person, you're a nice guy, you're a nice woman, but I'm looking for somebody who's really a little bit more free loving and you know what I'm saying than you are.
Right.
So that's okay. I won't get offended by that. Thank you so much. Thank you for not wasting my time. I'll see you when I see you.
And there you go. But do you feel better, girlfriend?
Yes, yes. I love this. This was great. I enjoyed it. Yes.
Yes, well, that's wonderful. Hey, you never know when we might do an after show. You know, so you know, stay tuned for that, because it's going to happen more and more often. Well, we just had to get it in, you know, a little adult talk late night, and you know, that's what it's all about. But we love us some Raw Talk, and we hope you do too. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook at Raw Talk, and on YouTube at Real Ass Women Raw Talk. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, notify everyone. Share. You know, just share everywhere. Just doing some sharing. So for the after show, we're going to do it the opposite way that we do the regular show, and we're going to play our little open and say bye-bye. Have a good one, Peggy.
You too, baby. Have a good one.
Thank you, girl.
Bye, everybody.